Sports. We are Baltimore. We are LA.
Another warm, windy day here at the Big A. The Halos playing a 4:05 start tonight, looking for the series sweep over the visiting Cleveland Indians. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubas. I'm Victor Rojas. So glad you could join us once again. The Angels offense last night starting to click a little bit more consistently. You're starting to see other guys contribute aside from the middle part of the order. And last night, Eric Ibar picked up his first 4-hit game.
Yeah, Victor, when you think about what he's been able to do, you talk about a team full of stars, but for me, Eric Ibar is such an important part of this team, both with the glove and with the bat. And last night, he did it all. He was able to hit the ball the other way. He was able to use his wheels. He ended up getting a bunt. They provided a big run here late in the ball game, that it preserved the victory for the Angels, and he's showing some power. What a great road trip he had driving the ball. As soon as we started interleague play, that swing came back like it did last season for Eric Ibar. Over his last 8 games, his batting average is going up 117 points, 17 for 33 for Eric Ibar. Like I said, can do it with the glove, but he's certainly been doing it with the bat. Some clutch RBI, especially when the situation provides him to get that double or triple down the line. He's been able to do so.
Well, that 6-4 victory netted Jared Weaver his second win of the season. Tonight, it'll be C.J. Wilson towing the slab for the Halos, and the Angels will face the right-hander Zach McAllister, who's had pretty good success against the Angels through 2 starts. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. So sit back and relax. We're going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Angels Baseball is brought to you by CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax, start here. And by Mercury Insurance. Save big on your auto insurance. Get a fast, free quote at mercuryinsurance.com today and see how much you could save. This three-game set between the Angels and the Cleveland Indians. The wind is whipping around as it was last night, but I think it's gusting even more so here.
Yeah, Victor, this is no longer a 3-club win. This may be a 4-club win.
No, this is just go straight to the 19th hole, sit back and watch TVs as you're drinking some adult beverages. Forget about playing golf and this stuff. It is unbelievably windy. We'll see how that affects things here this afternoon. You've got the old matinee special. And with that, that means you will probably get the shadows in about the second or third inning, depending on the length of the first couple of innings. And last night, a long game, but the Angels ended up picking up the victory, 6-4 the final. Jared Weaver picked up his second win and is now 2-2 on the season. Today, they'll face another right-hander, Zach McAllister, who's got good numbers against the Angels in just 2 starts. So we're just waiting for C.J. Wilson to finally take the mound. The Halos wearing their red alternate jerseys once again. The Cleveland Indians roll into this one with a 11-16 record, 4.5 games back in the American League Central. The Halos now at 13-13 with a chance to finish the month of April a game over 500.
Yeah, that's important, really, when you think about it. This will be the 6th opportunity to get over 500, be the first time over 500 since opening day last season, in which the Angels won that game in Cincinnati in extra innings.
Well, C.J. Wilson taking his time as usual when these games typically start. And it's basically all waiting for the starting pitcher to finally take the field. C.J. coming off a pretty good start against the New York Yankees the last time around. And now he is leading his team out into the field. Halos with the win last night. Now 5-6 here at the Big A with that 13-13 overall record. At the start of the day, 3.5 games back in the American League West. We'll check out Terry Francona's starting lineup for the Indians. This is their 28th game of the season. Mentioned the 11-16 record. Michael Bourne will lead things off. He is in center field. Mike Aviles gets the start at left. Nick Swisher at first. Carlos Santana's homered in each of the first 2 games of the series. Gets the start today at third base. Ryan Rayburn will serve as the DH as Drupal Cabrera, the switch hitting shortstop. Jan Gomes, is the catcher. David Murphy at right. Elliot Johnson sees action for the first time in the series. He'll bat ninth and play second base. No Jason Kipnis today, and they're still going to wait till they get back to Cleveland to decide whether or not he's got to go on the disabled list. Mentioned CJ had a good start the last time out, 3-2 record, now to 3.69 ERA.
Yeah, 3-2 in his career versus the Indians with an ERA 2.54 for CJ Wilson. His keys, no question today. Inside and outside with his fastball and breaking ball. Cleveland, you got to expand the strike zone, hit those corners, and finish what you started. Be a big opportunity for CJ to be that leader of the staff and finish a game, allow the bullpen to get 2 days off with the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of arms used out of the bullpen last night. It took 6 relievers to finish off that ball game, but it was a win, 6-4 the final. Let's check out the Angels defensively. Behind C.J. Wilson today, J.B. Shuck in left, Mike Trout at center, Colin Cowgill in right. The infield consists of David Freese, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Albert Pujols from third to first, and Hank Conger behind the plate.
And J.B. Shuck out in left field before the game was the Angels winner as far as the Wilson Defensive Player of the Year award. That outstanding play going into the stands. 7 outfield assists last season, 2 already this year.
Unfortunately for JB, he's not gotten it going offensively, and even though he snapped an 0 for 22 last night with a base hit, still trying to get back to the way he was swinging the bat last year. Today's first pitch being delivered by Shumash Casino Resort. Michael Bourne to lead things off for the Cleveland Indians. Now 4-10 out on the road. They will return home for about a week. They have an off day tomorrow. Bourne last night 1 for 5, hitting .264, has a double, 2 triples, 3 runs batted in, very good speed. Freese guarding against the bunt, in on the grass, and he shows bunt. That's a strike on the outside corner. Actually said that Bourne went around. That's Gabe Morales calling the balls and strikes this afternoon. Brian Gorman, the crew chief, at first. Jim Wolf at second. And David Rackley at third, your umpiring crew for this afternoon.
And Bourne, pretty good numbers against CJ. 7 for 17.
Shoots this one over to Freese, who was playing in. 2 pitches, 1 out. That one almost took Pujols off the bag, but it's the first down of the ball game.
And with CJ on the mound, you're going to get a lot of action at third base. And Freese had plenty of time to make the throw. Then had a cut fastball throw over the first base, but Albert able to catch it and keep his foot on the base. Good action on that cutter from Freese.
Anything in the air, everyone is going for it until the last minute. We saw the ball moving around last night. The wind started to die down toward the end of the game as Aviles looks at a strike. But it'll certainly be in play today. Aviles came in and took over for Kipnis late in the game. Strained right abdominal for Kipnis. As I mentioned, they're going to wait till they get back to Cleveland, have him evaluated whether or not he has to go on the disabled list. Aviles ended up going 2 for 2 last night, hitting .255, has a home run, and 5 runs batted in. That one's off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swisher on deck, just underway as Bourne grounded out to lead off this game. And now 3 balls and 1 strike. And we talked about it a little bit with Weaver on the mound last night, having to deal with the wind. Do you think it's still an advantage for a pitcher?
No question. And first and foremost, for a hitter, with all the dust blowing in the eye, very difficult to track the baseball for one thing. But especially with off-speed pitches, you're going to get even more movement on the ball.
Weaver last night picking up his 2nd win after going 5 1/3, and Wilson delivers a walk.
And this Cleveland lineup, we saw it last year, they're very patient at the plate. They will work counts.
So Wilson will work from the stretch after retiring the leadoff man. Angels pitchers issued 5 walks in the game last night. Swisher got an opportunity to pinch hit. That was in the 9th inning against Joe Smith. Struck out, hitting .219 as he looks at a strike. Swisher was at first base in game 1 of the series, ended up going 1 for 3 with a double. Halos took game 1 6-3, last night 6-4. See what today has in store. Freese toward the line over at third base and back. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Swisher with good numbers against CJ, .344 batting average with a home run and 6 RBI. But the guy at CJ, and he's done that well over his career, getting that ground ball potential double play victim here in Swisher, especially hitting from the right side.
This is a team, and you mentioned how patient they could be. But as we saw in game 1 and early yesterday's, that one is outside again, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. That if you are consistently throwing strikes, they'll hack early on in the count. You can get some quick outs.
Yeah,
we saw it with Tyler Skaggs.
If you throw a first pitch fastball for a strike, that's when they get aggressive because they want to hit the fastball. So if you can establish that early on and you're throwing strikes with it, you can expand as the game progresses, but they will swing at your fastball.
Swisher looks at a strike, thought about pulling the trigger, did not. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, but if you start missing wide and start trying to nibble on the corners, they'll wait you out.
Yeah, they'll bring you to the center part of the plate at that point. Then they have a better opportunity against you.
It's a Cleveland team that won 92 games last year. The core pretty much still together, although Kipnis not in there today. They just still have yet to get it going offensively. This one's fouled off to the right. The count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. With this wind and the heat, outfielders playing a little bit deeper than normal. There's some napkins and garbage swirling around behind Mike Trout out in straightaway center field.
Well, what a play he made in the first inning for Weaver last night against Chisenhall.
Swing and a miss, down goes Swisher. There's out number 2. Elevated a little bit.
CJ going upstairs with a 4-seam fastball, got the swing and miss. CJ certainly has the repertoire to be able to get a lot of strikeouts for above average pitches.
31 and 2/3 innings for CJ so far prior to today. 29 hits, 33 strikeouts, 12 walks. So 2 outs. It's Aviles over at first base. Here's Carlos Santana seeing action at third base this afternoon. He's the DH in game 1, the first baseman last night. He's homered in the first 2 games. As a matter of fact, multi-hit games. He came in hitting 122 in this series. Those back-to-back multi-hit games, he's raised it to 156. Counting it up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Santana homered from the right side of the plate against Skaggs in game 1, and then took Jared Weaver deep in the 6th inning of last night's game. I'll check in on Aviles. Indians will run. They are 2nd in the American League in stolen bases with 21.
Aviles with 3 stolen bases this year. And if you guess right against CJ, you got a good chance of being successful.
As a team, they've only been caught 4 times. 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2 balls, 1 strike. 16 pitches thrown by Wilson.
Especially when you get the first out quickly on 2 pitches for CJ. Think in terms of a quick first inning, give him an opportunity to be able to pitch deep in the game. Now with 16 pitches, although he does have an inning or 2 during the course of the game where he gets locked in and gets some quick outs with his 2-seam fastball.
Santana fouls it back. Pretty good lead for Aviles over at first. Time is called. CJ was coming set as home plate umpire Gabe Morales called timeout. Folks still filing in here at the Big A. I have too many of these 4:05 starts. 2-2 now. Breaking ball lays off, full count. So Aviles is going to be on the move now with 2 outs. Ryan Rayburn is the man on deck. He's the DH. It's a Cleveland team that's 13th in the American League in batting average of .236, 11th in home runs, 11th in runs scored, and 14th in slugging. 3-2. Santana hits one out to the alley in right center field. Is it going to hang up for Cowgill? It does. The ball hung up, and it sliced right to the right fielder. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Kendrick, Trout, and Pujols coming up with no score. Out Mike Scioscia starting 9 for the Halos. Game number 27 of the season. Howie Kendrick for the 2nd consecutive game will lead things off and play second. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols at first. Roland Baez at DH. David Freese, another multi-hit game last night. He's at third. Eric Ibar with a 4-hit game is at short. Hank Conger behind the plate. Colin Cowgill and right. J.B. Shuck rounding out that starting 9 as they take on the 26-year-old right-hander, Illinois native by the name of Zach McAllister.
McAllister, good fastball, 91 to 95. Slider, curveball, changeup, occasional split finger fastball. And the keys against McAllister: swing down and create backspin to be able to get the ball in the air. With this wind in a day game still, the ball could fly, and then beat the shadows before those shadows come into effect. Score early.
Howie Kendrick takes down and in for ball one. Very similar type of guy that we've seen throughout this series with Justin Masterson, Corey Kluber, and now Zach McAllister. As Howie fouls it off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Strike throwers, guys going to be around the strike zone with their fastballs. Have good secondary pitches, but most times going with the fastball both in and out.
McAllister's made 5 starts, 3-1 record, a 3.14 ERA. 23 strikeouts, 8 walks in 28 plus innings. As that pitch is down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. He does have some experience against the Angels. 2 starts. He's 2-0 with a 2.92 in those 2 starts. Three balls, 1 strike. He's a big guy too. Just like Masterson and Kluber. This kid is 6'6", 240.
So they got a pretty good front line for a basketball team.
Yeah, this is not the team I don't think you want to start anything with as far as starters are concerned.
Yeah, it's a pretty good decision not to.
Now the 3-1. Now he fouls it off the right. Full count. The lights are on here at the Big A. I mentioned those shadows that'll start creeping forward. You see him just behind the home plate area. Trout on deck. Here's a 3-2. Now he takes down low. A leadoff walk. And we'll check out the Indians defensively. In the outfield, it's Aviles, Bourne, and Murphy from left to right. The infield has Santana, Cabrera, Johnson, and Swisher from third to first. Gomes behind the plate.
David Murphy out in right field. 1 outfield assist this season. 10 last year, but mostly playing left field. Going to be a tricky win here today. Anything hitting the air, dealing with the sun and the wind and the way the baseball carries during the day.
And you've got a guy in Aviles who's typically an infielder. And then you also have Santana at third base. Who
you have to take advantage of that if you're the Angels. You have to be extremely aggressive. A couple of seasons ago, McAllister allowed 18 stolen bases in 19 attempts. So you can steal against them. You got to force the action, make them make plays defensively behind you. They've been struggling this year defensively as it is.
Yeah, you mentioned the 25 errors for this team. John Gomes, the catcher, has 6 of them. Good lead for Kendrick. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is a strike on the corner. Trout went 0 for 2 last night. Had 3 walks. Hitting .321, 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in. 7 doubles and 2 triples. Fouled back 1-2. Missed location there by McAllister. Gomes was set up outside.
Trout 2 for 3 against McAllister with a home run.
The Angels start off this game as they did last night. Leadoff man on board. Howie got hit by a pitch and lead off that first inning. And the first 6 innings, the Angels had their leadoff man on board. They had plenty of base runners. They stranded 14. Going 5 for 19 with men in scoring position. A swing and a miss. 1 down. And as Pujols steps to the plate, we'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Staying with the theme about the baseball flying, going with little sticks. Come sail away, hit the ball in the air with a great opportunity to hit some big flies, especially early in the game for the Halos. And this man right here has 501 in his career. Also has 1 against McAllister.
Albert last night ended up going 1 for 5. Takes a slow breaking ball for his strike. Hitting .278. 9 home runs and 22 runs batted in. Albert second in home runs in the American League. Jose Abreu of the White Sox has 10. Chopper down to third baseline, foul. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Abreu also leads the American League in runs batted in with 32. So Leadoff walk to Kendrick, a strikeout of Trout, and an 0-2 count now on Pujols. 3 infielders on the left side. Big hole on the right side. And Pujols skies this one to shallow right. 2 down. Howie still anchored at first base. That'll bring up Ibanez, DH.
Well, you still think of being aggressive against this defense for Cleveland. A lot of guys playing out of position. Really, when you look at their defense, they're up there for the ability to drive the ball on the offensive side, but defensively, a lot of guys out of position.
That overshift moves over to the right side with Ibanez at the plate. Went hitless last night, 0 for 3, had a couple of walks. And McAllister almost throws that one away. No balls and a strike. McAllister took the loss in his last start. That was against San Francisco up at AT&T Park. 5 innings, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits and 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Through just 75 pitches through those 5 innings. Off speed in there. Changeup. 0-2.
An interesting thing, he's going on 3-day rest today. So a lot of guys like to do that because you don't feel quite as strong, so you're more accurate with your pitches, especially if you're a sinker ball guy. McAllister can't keep the ball down well.
Go back-to-back off-speed pitches. Leadoff walk, still standing at first base. 2 outs here in the first. No score.
Well, with all the napkins flying around the field, you feel like you're in Chicago watching a White Sox game.
Which would make sense in the Windy City.
Yes.
Windy City West here. Like the flag above the Pujols 501 home run sign in right center field, pinned in.
Yeah, you don't see that too often here in the stadium.
Howie takes off. The pitch is down low. No throw by Gomes. They waited till there were 2 outs, but at least it's stolen base.
Yeah, 5th stolen base, now in scoring position for Ibanez. No chance for Gomes to even make a throw. Good jump, a long throwing motion, high leg kick, 6'6" pitcher. You have opportunities to steal, you have to take them.
Ibanez bounces this one to Swisher, and the Angels will leave a man in scoring position. We've played 1 here at the Big A. We are scoreless. back of the division leading Oakland Athletics. Have taken the first two of their series against the Texas Rangers. They will play once again tonight in Arlington. Seattle and the Yankees rained out, already postponed in New York. Here, no scores. We begin the second. Rayburn, Cabrera, and Gomes to face C.J. Wilson. 1 walk, 1 strikeout in the first. Rayburn did not get into the game last night. A right fielder in Monday night's game ended up going 0 for 3. 173 average to start the year. A double and 4 runs batted in as that curveball caught the outside corner. 0-2.
You can see the effects of the wind on that curveball. Very good pitch, good decision for CJ to throw that one 0-1.
Rayburn, a good season with Cleveland last year, his first with the Indians. They're coming up with the Tigers. 16 home runs last year. A swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Down he goes. Second strikeout for Wilson. 1 down.
Good sequence for CJ against Rayburn. Good pitch right there. Down and in. 81. Way out in front. Changeup from CJ against Rayburn. Phantom cam shows how far out in front he was in that off-speed pitch.
1 out, nobody on. Here's his dribble, Cabrera. Switch hitting shortstop. 3 hits last night, 3 for 4, one of which was a bunt base hit. Cabrera's hit much better from the right side of the plate this year than he has from the left. 300 from this side compared to 172 from the left. And that hit him. So that'll put a man on. John Gomes, the catcher, comes up.
And Cabrera didn't really move, just turned into that pitch. You don't have to try to get out of the way. Where's that one off the leg? If you lean in over the plate and get hit with the pitch, they can call that a ball. But that one right there was off the plate, did not have to move out of the way.
Gomes, the catcher, had an 0 for 4 game. He's caught all 3 games this series. Good fastball away.
CJ's faced 7 batters, all 7 first pitch strikes for him so far in this game.
Count evened up now. Got to pay attention to Cabrera as well over at first base. 3 stolen bases for him, has not been caught.
Got a pretty good sized lead right now.
2 leaders in that category, Brantley and Kipnis. Either one of them are in the lineup today. Gomes, a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got a good feel for that pitch here in the early going. Good bite to it. As you pointed out last night, talking about Jared Weaver, I mean, you can feel one thing in the bullpen, and especially with the way this wind is blowing, pitchers warming up in the bullpen are pitching into the wind. And then you make those adjustments when you come out here and you see how you feel and how the ball's coming out of your hand.
That's why it's so important maybe to sneak an extra pitch or 2 warming up to start the game and realizing, hey, it's going to be a slightly different break on my curveball as compared to my fastball. It's got a good chance to have some bite to it. And we've seen that early on here for CJ. We saw it last night. The 2 most effective pitches for Weave last night were his curveball and his changeup.
Two balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. No score here in the second. Gomes fouls it off. Gomes started last year at AAA. Put up good numbers there and then was called up to the big leagues. He did a terrific job in 88 games. 294 average, 11 home runs. Lays off that pitch. And it's a full count. Wilson's former teammate David Murphy on deck, right fielder for Cleveland. That's the start of a nice little homestand for the Angels. Texas rolls into town on Friday, then the Yankees on Monday. 3-2. Just got a piece of it. Cabrera was not on the move at first base, so we'll reset and do it again.
Reason why, probably from Terry Francona's point of view, is CJ is a guy to get a lot of strikeouts. I want to finish off that inning on a strike him out, throw him out, but I would not be surprised right now if you see Cabrera going.
Gomes second on this team in strikeouts at 25. Swisher leads with 30. 3-2, and that is out to center field. Towering shot. Trout goes back, now using the hand to shade his eyes.
That ball was hit
outs.
very well, too. That wind knocked that one down completely. The reaction from Gomes walking back to the dugout tells you he thought he hit that ball well.
Fans on Friday, the Angels host the Rangers, as I mentioned, at 7:05, and fans in attendance will receive a Josh Hamilton bobblehead courtesy of Cox Communications while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today by visiting the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. Gomes just hit it too high.
Well, you can see by the way the flag is blown in and his reaction walking back to the dugout, he was thinking, I can't hit a ball any better. But once it got up in the air to center field, it's going to be difficult to get it out to that part of the field.
David Murphy takes a little bit high. He's off to a good start his first season with Cleveland. Had 3 walks last night. Ended up going 0 for 1, but he did 280. A couple of home runs, 17 runs batted in. The breaking ball's in the dirt. Nothing Conger can do as it got tangled up with Murphy's feet.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Gets behind Murphy. No way. You don't have to move out of the way there either if you're Murphy. It's being a wild pitch. 5th this season for C.J. Wilson.
Now, you don't have to get out of the way of it if you're the batter, but you can also shove him out of the way if you're the catcher. You have every right to get to that baseball.
Exactly.
So man in scoring position now, a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Cleveland 2 for 8 last night. With men in scoring position, this one looped out to shallow center field. Will fall in for a hit. Cabrera is being waved in. The throw from Trout is not in time. 1-0. So that wild pitch comes back to haunt. Murphy picks up his 18th run batted in.
Boy, off the bat, you would think Cabrera was going to score there rather easily, but he didn't get around third base real well, and Trout charged it and made a pretty strong throw to the plate. He was out in front, clearly out in front off the end of the bat for Murphy. As Cabrera's going around a wide turn and charged well by Mike Trout. Strong throw, but Cabrera's able to score the first run.
So Cleveland strikes first here in the second inning. Elliott Johnson takes a little bit high. A hit by pitch, a wild pitch, and an RBI single with 2 outs. Murphy takes off. The pitch is a strike to third out from Conger, and that is in time. That'll end the inning, but Cleveland strikes for a run as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Halos down 1-0. throw by Hank Conger to end the second.
Well, I mean, you look at the dynamics of how you're able to throw him out. C.J. Wilson, quick to the plate. David Murphy going on first movement, but a perfect throw from Hank Conger. Reason why? It was almost a pitch out. It was a fastball in the outside corner. A very good pitch to be able to catch and throw for Hank Conger, who throws out. Murphy trying to steal a base and get in the scoring position. But well done by Wilson, quicker to the plate, and a perfect throw from Conger.
Freeze, Ibar, and Conger for the Angels here to the second against Zach McAllister. The breaking ball is fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes on David. A 2 for 5 game last night. A couple of runs scored, hitting 188. A couple of home runs and 6 runs batted in. Back-to-back multi-hit games for him. Tapper foul at the plate. Gomes set up outside, and the breaking ball is pulled foul.
You get a good idea of this throw from Hank Conger on that attempted stolen base by Murphy. The quick catch and throw, but look how the ball runs right at Murphy as he's sliding towards the base. How is he able to get in position to catch the ball and apply the tag as he's trying to slide?
Missing off the plate. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. David Freese leading off the second inning. Angels got their leadoff man and Kendrick on board in the first, but he was stranded at second base. So fouled off to the right. And now with the home plate fully engulfed in the shadows, you've got to deal with it until that, see the light standard, kind of the shadow of that light standard touching the mound. But it'll be a couple of innings before you get both the mound and home plate in the shade. Good read on the breaking pitch, full count.
Yeah, and that's not an easy thing to do when you're dealing with shadows as a hitter. Fastball, you kind of look in an area and try to put a good swing at it, but a hard breaking ball, very difficult to track as a hitter.
And he walked him, so second straight inning. Leadoff man on board. That'll bring up Ibar. It's now time for you to tweet your photo using the hashtag WestFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. And it's brought to you by AT&T.
Way to sell it.
You like that?
Yes.
Only because, 1, they pay the bills. And 2, yesterday we used a photo that we were in.
Yeah, the dude.
The dude. The Big Lebowski.
Yes.
Ibar, a 4-hit game last night. 4 for 5 with an RBI, hitting .292 now. Santana playing in at third base. This one back toward the middle. Cabrera to his left has it, flips it to Elliott Johnson. Did he keep the foot on the bag? He did. And that is out number 1. Freese was walking back, so you wonder if Angels will take a look at it. It's the first out here in the second if it stands.
Look like he had a chance to get up the middle. But on the flip from Cabrera, Johnson did a nice job of reaching and keeping his foot on the base. His mindset was just getting the force out. A lot of times, second baseman will think turn 2. But at that point, you're just thinking that out at second base. See that foot on the base? Well done by Johnson to be able to keep his foot on the base, almost like a first baseman on the stretch.
So Ibar replaces Freese at first base. 1 out now. You figure Ibar's got to be on the move.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Conger at the plate. And he looks at a fastball for a strike.
I think you'd like to be able to see more from Eric Ibar. He's put up some good numbers of late, played some great D, but just being a little more aggressive as far as trying to steal a base. 1 stolen base has been caught twice, but he's got good speed. It's a matter of reading the pitcher.
That changeup from McAllister. Evens up the count at 1-1. Cleveland getting their run in the second, the top of this inning. A 2-out base hit by David Murphy, scoring Cabrera from second base after he advanced to the scoring position on a wild pitch. Santana off the line at third. Tiger fouls it off the left. One and two. Cowgill on deck. Gave it the Indians numbers offensively earlier in the game. This one's fouled off. Angels 8th in batting average at 256. Still lead the league in home runs with 37. Second in runs with 142. First in slugging. 10th in on base percentage.
That's one of those pitches for McAllister. He pitched against his defense. He threw that breaking ball away and down. Conger has a lot of room on that left side of the infield to hit the ball right down the line.
And Conger gets into one to right. Murphy moving back. Is the wind going to hold it up? And gone. A big fly for Hank Conger. The Angels take the lead 2-1.
Second home run of the season for Conger. Now 8 RBI. Talked about getting that ball up in the air today. And he did it. 2-run home run to give the Halos a lead after being down 1-0 in the top of the second. Boy, he had that great shift, and that ball was up. He got his hands in through the baseball. Talk about hitting down on the baseball to be able to create that backspin. He got it on that one to get it out.
First home run allowed by McAllister as Cowgill looks at a strike. Hank now with 8 runs batted in. Cowgill had a 1-for-3 game last night, picked up an RBI. In the hole now, no balls and 2 strikes. J.B. Shuck on deck. Three pitches, down goes Cowgill, 2 outs. I don't know if Connell was looking for a breaking ball, but certainly not protected with 2 strikes. May not even like to have liked the call by Gabe Morales.
Yeah, he felt that fastball was off the plate.
So 2 outs, bases clear, and here's J.B. Shuck. A 1-for-5 game last night, snapping an 0-for-22. That one's way inside. That may have gone off of Morales, the home plate umpire. 1 ball, no strikes. J.B. still struggling. 151 batting average. A couple of home runs, 8 runs batted. And the single that he picked up where he snapped that 0-for-22, a hit and run.
Yeah, he's shortened up his swing. That's what he's got to think in terms of right now. Yeah, if he gets a pitch mistake on the inner half, he can hit it out down the line. But shorten up the swing, make good contact on the ground.
Right now he's got that patented Alberto Callaspo loopy swing from the left side where that barrel drops down, almost trying to lift things.
Now he's got to think line drive, ground ball, use his speed.
Two balls and a strike. JB taking that fastball right down the pipe. And Conger putting the Angels up 2-1 here the second. Halos responding. This one pulled toward second base. Elliott Johnson from the outfield grass will throw out Shuck, and that'll end the second inning. But the Angels do strike for 2. And Conger is second of the year. We've played 2. Halos lead at 2-1. The Angels up by the score of 2-1, courtesy of Hank Honger's second home run of the year. And as we walk into our broadcast booth, don't mind us. We're just testing out the new sail for the America's Cup the next time around. It's, it is awfully breezy up here. But the reason we decided to bring you up to the broadcast booth, there is a new concessionaire here at the Big A. It is Legends. And this is just one of their samplings of food here. This is the Big Cheese, section 211 on the terrace level. Obviously, different types of grilled cheese, tomato soup attached to it, traditional grilled cheese, arugula and tomato, thick cut bacon and cheddar, short rib grilled cheese, and I mentioned the tomato
soup. It's like a Philly cheesesteak right there.
That is like a Philly cheesesteak.
Yes.
Didn't we have one of these pulled pork grilled cheese last year in Kansas City?
Yeah, I think we did.
Is over the head of Colin Cowgill.
Well, you can see that wind take that baseball.
Elliott Johnson with a leadoff double. So anyway, that's the Big Cheese, section 211 on the terrace level. Just many of the fine samplings of food. The new Legends concessionaire here at the Big A.
Boy, it looks and smells exceptional.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't fly away.
No.
So a leadoff double for Johnson, his second double of the year, just his second hit. Now 2 for 13 to start the season. Back to the top of the order we go with Michael Bourne.
Gonna be ready and looking for a potential drag bunt here from Bourne also.
It's a bunted foul. Bourne grounded out to David Freese in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. There's Terry Francona in his second year. The skipper of the Indians. Freese in on the grass at third base. Pujols not even with the bag at first. 2 strikeouts and a walk for C.J. Wilson. Didn't miss by much.
C.J. trying to stay away to hit. If Bourne hits the ball, hit to the left side of the infield, it prevents Johnson from trying to advance to third base. Bourne's trying to hit something to the right side of the infield.
Fouls this one off the left, 1-2. Ibar trying to keep Johnson close to second base. Now the 1-2. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Dropped down 3/4. CJ missed the outside corner at 93. But still, wise decision staying away. But now you got to think in terms of a punch out here.
Mike Aviles on deck. Breaking ball got him looking. Down goes Bourne, and there's the first out. Third strikeout for Wilson.
Big strikeout for CJ. Got what he needed. Got the out, and Johnson unable to advance. Good breaking ball. Slider. Benefit of the call, just off the corner.
Aviles drew a walk in the first. The only base on balls issued by the Angels left-hander. Was stranded at first base. Oh, 1. Eighth career start out in left field. Again, came up as an infielder. Shortstop. Kansas City Royals. Bounced around since then.
Johnson can steal a base. So good decision by CJ to try to keep him close.
Ground ball, broken bat to the left side. Freese has it. 2 down. Johnson ends up at third.
Coming up later in the game, we'll check out the big news from around the majors on the Carl's Jr. Sports Update. a certain team in the National League continues to play well, even dealing with some major injuries. And the Cy Young Award winner dealing today in the American League.
I think this individual may have been a little upset at a certain national magazine cover that was out.
So we heard.
That's the rumor. Here's Nick Swisher. 2 outs and a man at third. Swisher, strikeout victim in the first. CJ going from the stretch. Goes with the breaking ball low.
That's what it was so important for CJ to get that strikeout against Bourne, because that slow roller probably scores Johnson from third base with 1 out. But because he's there at second, this advances to third base. Now CJ an opportunity to be able to maintain the 2-1 lead if he gets Swisher here.
Swisher backing out at the plate. Two and 0. CJ now with 3 strikeouts and a walk, 2 hits allowed. Johnson with a leadoff double here in the third. Standing at third base, Swisher looks at a strike.
50 pitches thrown by Wilson so far in the game. 29 strikes, 21 out of the zone. With 2 outs here now in the third.
Three balls, 1 strike. The dangerous Santana on deck.
And Swisher now in a good fastball count.
Chops this one over to Pujols, who has to back up, knocks it down with a bare hand. That thing took a wicked hop. Wilson's there. And CJ will work around a leadoff double. We will head to the bottom of the third. Kendrick, then Trout, and Albert Pujols. The Angels up 2-1. Of Hank Conger's home run in the second inning. Now Kendrick to lead things off. And Zach McAllister, who has 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit batter. Check that. No hit batters. It was CJ Wilson hit batter. And 1 hit. That was Conger's second home run of the year. Howie had a walk to lead off the bottom of the first, stole second, but was stranded in scoring position. Back toward the middle, that's a leadoff single.
Boy, that was a nice swing from Howie.
Showed you that graphic that it was the first time he'd batted in the leadoff spots in 2010. Last night, the 14th game. This is the 15th game in that leadoff spot.
Boy, right back up the middle. A good idea with our Phantom Cam how good he did as far as getting his hands in and then base hit up the middle. Inside out approach, which has been so effective for Howie throughout his career, especially when he's going well. Base hit up the middle.
Trout struck out swinging in the first. Fouls this one back. Big hole on the right side with Swisher holding Kendrick on, and Elliott Johnson shading Trout toward the middle. Oh, and 2. Trout perhaps thinking that pitch was a little bit low.
See if his pitch caught the lower part of the strike zone. And just gets the lower part. Middle part of the plate, but right at the knees.
And it doesn't help that Gomes dropped the baseball, too. That gives you
the illusion that it's out of the strike zone.
Yep. No balls, 2 strikes.
5-0-2 counts for McAllister in the game.
Had to protect. Count still at no balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned Howie picked up a stolen base in the first inning, but that was with 2 outs. Did not move at all with Trout and Pujols at the plate.
And Cleveland has pitched pretty well against Trout, coming into this game a .255 career hitter. Them and Oakland have pitched pretty well against Trout. Not many other clubs can say that.
Both staffs good hard sinkers. This was rifled down the right field line, but headed toward the seats. Boy, if that stays fair, that's got a chance to get out.
That's how strong he is.
That's about 20 rows deep at Fenway Park. That pesky ball is right there, man.
Yeah, that's knocking that one down. We tried to extend that outside part of the plate and still hit it well. He didn't get through with a proper full swing either.
In the dirt. Nice block by Gomes. 1 and 2. Now he has to stay at first base.
Yeah, that's what you anticipate as a catcher when you're ahead of the count. You anticipate something in the dirt. He muscled up on the slider in the dirt. Gomes did a nice job of catching that ball. Mindset is, as a catcher, I got to anticipate something in the dirt.
This one's fouled off to the right again. Credit McAllister. I mean, 92, 93, maybe 94. Not afraid of his fastball.
There's a lot of them.
Yep.
When you can throw the fastball both inside with sink and away with cut action, you can be effective with that pitch.
Bourne shallow center toward the alley, right center. Check swing. Did he go? No, says Brian Gorman.
And Trout pointed down to Brian Gorman at first base. He does have the Adrian Beltre thing going. See if he did go. No, real close. He's making sure. He's making sure.
Saw that for the first time.
Oh,
last
the youngster.
night.
Yeah, he learns from everyone. Get to see that on Friday.
Yeah. Beltre off the disabled list. Now the 2-2. This is fouled off to the right. And the Angels will get Colby Lewis, Matt Harrison, and Yu Darvish. I don't think it's in that order, though, for some reason.
Yeah, Lewis, Harrison, Darvish.
It is.
And the youngsters, the kitty core going for the Halos. Hector Santiago, Garrett Richards, Tyler Skaggs.
New look against this Texas team. No Weaver, no C.J. Wilson. As a Texas team right now that really has not yet gotten it going offensively. Prince Fielder. Beltre has been on the DL. Their pitching has kept them in a lot of games.
Considering the injuries they've had to their pitching staff, it's pretty impressive by them.
Full count.
Good at bat here for Trout. He's fought off a lot of tough pitches. He was behind early. Now he's moved to a full count. Got to believe how he's going to be going here now also. 10 pitches coming up. 10th pitch of the at-bat for Trout.
How he doesn't go in the 3-2's fouled off. Meant to be the perfect time for Kendrick to be on the move.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to go. He didn't get a good jump. Thought about going. Didn't get a good jump at that point, but this at bat has been very good for Trout. Seen a lot of pitches. Got to be going here.
I'll check in on him. Going back outside, how he doesn't go, and Trout fouls it straight back.
Not easy for a base runner either, because you're in the sunlight and pitcher's in the shade. McAllister has quick footwork. And that sun's about ready to creep right over home plate, which makes it even more difficult to hit. You go from the shade to the sunlight, and it's coming in quick.
Howie takes off. The 3-2 is a called strike 3 as the ball sails into the outfield. Trout can't believe the call as Kendrick ends up over at third base. That's the 7th throwing error by Yan Gomes this year.
Second stolen base of the game for Howie. And it definitely was on the outside corner. But the high throw, Gomes drops his elbow, sails it into the outfield. They bring the infield in now for Cleveland.
And again, more reason to force the issue with Yan Gomes behind the plate. 7 errors already. It took a while, but they finally got a man into the scoring position. Here's Albert with the infield in. And he takes inside. Pujols hit a fly ball to shallow right field in the first inning. So he is 0 for 1.
It's one of those counts too, you would think, because McAllister throws a lot of fastballs. This would be a fastball count for him to throw it. But an open base, Albert may not see a fastball here.
And that is hit out toward left field and hit down the line, but it is hooking and it is foul.
Boy, surprisingly so, he threw him a fastball and almost paid for it.
Tough to keep fair with this one, too.
No. Boy, did he get in through this baseball, and he covered it. But pulls it foul. Just out in front. The way the wind was pushing it, if it wasn't this windy going that way, that might have a chance to be real close to the foul pole.
Breaking ball, and this one's lifted out towards center field. Should be deep enough to score Kendrick. It's Aviles and Bourne. They collide. Bourne makes the catch. They have no play, and it's a sac fly for Pujols. 3-1 Angels.
Good situational hitting. I think what Aviles was thinking, he has the stronger of the two arms. Even though he's going away from the throw, he has momentum going forward. He does have a strong throwing arm. We've seen him from shortstop and third base. But Bourne is calling it, but he's not going to have a play. Aviles a better chance to throw out Howie at the plate than Bourne would have.
Goes back to the point that we were making in the first inning. You have guys playing out of position for Cleveland. Try to take advantage of it. A start for Aviles in left field. Pujols picks up his 23rd RBI. Oh, swings through the fastball. Evens up the count at 1-1. Ibanez grounded out to Swisher to end the first. So the Halos have had their leadoff man on board to start each of the first 3 innings. They score a run here. Oh, rolls out with foul. One and two.
Ibanez with 17 RBI this season. So when he's made contact, very effective as far as driving in runs. Still trying to find that swing he had towards the end of spring training when it's consistently hitting the ball on the line.
Off speed, got him. And that will end the Angels half of the third. The Halos do tack on a run of the sac fly by Pujols through 3. It's 3-1 Angels. Of AYSO's 50th anniversary. So Soccer Fest 14, the biggest pickup game on earth. You can join the fun by signing up at ayso.org. 3-1 Angels as we begin the 4th inning. C.J. Wilson to face 4, 5, and 6. Santana, Rayburn, and Cabrera. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits allowed by Wilson. It's also hit a batter. That was his dribble Cabrera in the second inning. He eventually came around to score. First one in for a strike.
See if CJ can have a quick inning as far as pitch count. And then this one, 52 pitches through 3 innings. Well, again, when you're on the mound and you're dealing with shadows, you have to feel confident that if you make your pitch, it's going to be difficult to hit. So you're more apt to be even more aggressive in the strike zone. Get ahead and then finish off out of the zone.
Don't try to be as perfect.
Don't need to. It's very difficult to hit to begin with. See that swing? It's very difficult to track, especially the spin of a breaking pitch. Doing very well as far as first pitch strikes. Faced 14 batters, 11 first pitch strikes for CJ.
2 balls, 2 strikes now. Both teams with 2 hits. Trying to come inside, and the 2-2 is just in off the plate. Full count. Third full count for CJ. Rayburn on deck. And that's a called strike 3, and he knew it. He's a patient hitter. Second last year in the American League and walks behind Mike Trout.
That's a perfect hit from CJ. Paints the inside corner. At the belt. Very difficult pitch to make contact, even if you do attempt to swing at it.
Strikeout number 4 for Wilson. Brings up Rayburn, who's a strikeout victim himself, leading off the second. DH today. .16 home runs that Rayburn had last season. Done in just 277 plate appearances.
Still odd his approach, where he has his elbows tapping each other before he gets into his hitting position. It's all about timing mechanisms for hitters. Remember Joe Morgan doing his whatever timing mechanism he could get going.
The funky elbow.
Yeah.
The chicken wing.
Yep. Worked his way to the Hall of Fame with it.
All later dance crazes in the 70s. Just throw on a little Donna Summer. Just drop the elbow.
Oh, yeah.
2-1 now. Late on the fastball, 2-2.
Right there, that timing mechanism to make sure he stays back on the baseball. But still trying to focus and pick up this fastball from CJ. He's late.
Swing and a miss. Came right after him with a fastball. 2 down. Hey, folks, on Saturday, guess what's happening?
No way.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
Because it's happening on Saturday. It's Saturday Night Spectacular Fireworks.
Tremendous.
And it's presented by Wells Fargo after the Angels take on the Rangers at 6:05. Purchase your tickets today at Angel Stadium Ticket Office or by logging on at angels.com. And as a reminder, it's Saturday.
Fireworks. Spectacular.
6:05.
On Saturday.
You still have that bumper sticker on your shiny new car? Best way to watch the fireworks? In your rear view mirror.
Oh, yeah. They are spectacular, though.
I believe we might need you in the third segment of the postgame show on Saturday night. Breaking down a
whatever it takes.
Yeah.
It's against the Rangers, man.
That's how you roll.
Yep.
1-1 count on Cabrera. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, he's got a good fastball work, especially this inning for CJ. He's thrown a couple breaking balls, but his fastball commanding on the inside corner has been fantastic. Best fastball, 93. Slowest curveball at 73. Good differential, 20 miles an hour difference.
Tried to go off speed there.
That's the one thing. When you haven't thrown many changeups and you're already mid part of the game, it's a tough field pitch. You want to try to get that in maybe the first or second inning if you can. You might need that changeup to make your fastball better later in the game.
On the corner. Full count. You could try it, though, early on in an inning. Just see if you throw it once, see how you feel about it, and if it's not there, just kind of.
Because it's a good pitch for him, especially if he backs it up with a two-seam fastball away.
3-2. Boy, he jammed him. Ibar picks it up, fires the first, a 1-2-3 inning for C.J. Wilson. His first of the afternoon. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Angels still on top. Warner Cable. Enjoy better. Call 1-855-1-TWC. And by the Hyundai 100,000 Reasons event, now through April 30th. Halos up on the score of 3-1 as we begin the bottom of the fourth on a windy, warm afternoon. Little matinee baseball here at the Big A. First time this year, a little 4:05 start. Might be the only time, I think. I've got to look at the schedule.
I think so. That's the only time.
I kind of like it.
I would definitely like it on the mound, too.
Oh, be perfect for getaway days.
Yes.
Freeze, Ibar, and Conger for the Angels here in the fourth. Zach McAllister about to throw a 64th pitch, and it's outside for ball one. Angels made him work last inning. Specifically, Mike Trout did, but McAllister got the best of him and has had the best of him in the first two at-bats, 2 strikeouts against Trout as Freeze takes outside. He drew a walk leading off the second. Again, ahead of the count at 2-0.
And one thing to keep in mind, McAllister pitching on 3-day rest. You wonder if all of a sudden he'll start dropping his elbow, a little fatigue in there, and start making some mistakes.
That one's in for a strike as Gomes has it pop out of the glove. And just 5 innings, 75 pitches for McAllister in that start against the Giants. Chopper towards short. Cabrera has it. And it's a high throw, but Swisher applies the tag for the first out.
Swisher, nice play to be able to reach back and tag Freeze. Routine play for Cabrera, but got underneath his throw, a high throw. Swisher picks him up by applying the tag. This Cleveland defense has been struggling this entire season. We talked about it today. A lot of players out of position also. You got to keep pressing the issue, being aggressive against them.
Trying to bunt it over the head of Santana and it right to him. 2 outs.
And now it's time for AT&T U-verse Rewind. Hank Conger with one on. Fastball, inner half. Barrel of the bat on it, drives it out through the wind. Second home run of the season for Hank Conger. 2-run home run. Get him 2 home runs and 8 RBI on the season.
First home run for the Angels since Sunday night. That was David Freese against Masahiro Tanaka. 1 ball, no strikes. First time this afternoon that McAllister's retired the first 2 batters to start an inning. Changeup missing away. 2 balls and no strikes. Next pitch will be the 70th thrown by the big right-hander. 3rd round pick of the Yankees back in '06 out of Illinois Valley High School. Indians picked him up in a trade. He was the player to be named later in the Austin Kearns trade in 2010. Not a bad player to be named later.
Well, I mean, think about the Yankees could use an extra starting pitcher or 2 with some of the injuries they've had.
Hank taking 3-0. McAllister got 24 starts last year for Cleveland, went 9-9 and a 3.73 ERA. Angels with 2 in the second, 1 in the third, leading at 3-1. And that is a walk. 3rd one issued by the big right-hander. That'll keep the inning alive for Colin Cowgill.
The old dreaded 2-out walk. 73 pitches thrown, 47 in the strike zone for McAllister. Well, he has 3 walks in this game.
Yeah, he's been tough against right-handers this year. Batting average under 200 against lefties, have touched him to 276 batting average. So you can understand perhaps being a little bit more careful with Conger, especially after the home run. Cowgill looks at a breaking ball for strike 1. Collins struck out looking. His first plate appearance. Saw 3 pitches. It's jammed, fouls it off to the right.
That's the second foul ball that went exactly to that position in the stands. Caught that one last time. Didn't make the play.
Did he wear it last time?
Yes, he did.
Got a nice little imprint on his chest.
Yes, but made the play there.
Will forever have the commissioner's signature blazoned in his chest. Cowgill flips one out to center field. A little looping single on an 0-2 count. And the Angels have 2 on with 2 outs here in the 4th for Schuck.
Mistake pitch from McAllister, and Cowgill fought it off into the outfield for a hit.
JB grounded out to second base in the second. 0 for 1.
One of 3 active players that went to the Ohio State. And our very own Terry Smith, play-by-play on the radio, went to the Ohio State.
Oh, 1 count.
See if JB will just shorten up his swing. Think line drive.
Aviles and Bourne shallow and left and center. And JB pulls off that one. No balls, 2 strikes. He's caught in between right now. Every time he's looking in, pitch him away. Looks away, and he will cut or a hard breaking ball down and in.
A lot of times when you're struggling as a hitter, you just have to stay in one zone and hope there's a mistake made on that part of the plate, and then you can get on a roll. It's another 0-2 mistake by McAllister. That ball was right over the middle of the plate. It was elevated. But one of those pitches where you can flare it into the outfield, similar to what Cowgill did.
Conger at second, Cowgill at first. Schuck takes that one downstairs. .80 pitches thrown by McAllister. 53 have been strikes. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 3 hits allowed. About bouncer off the foot. Low hit game so far for both teams. Cleveland managing 2 against C.J. Wilson. The Angels just picked up their 3rd. It's the Cowgill base hit down at the center. And it's kind of what you expected in that whole twilight start. Entire infield pretty much in the shade, although there's a ribbon of sunshine that's cutting through the mound right now. Breaking pitch over to third. Santana will force out Conger. That'll do it. We've played 4 here at the Big A, and it's a 3-1 Angels lead. One is back with a doubleheader as the Cubs host their rivals from St. Louis. Then reigning American League MVP Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers square off against the Royals. It all starts at 10 a.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Halos up 3-1 as we begin the 5th inning. C.J. Wilson coming off a 1-2-3-4. Matter of fact, he's retired the last 6 in a row since giving up the leadoff double to Elliott Johnson in the 3rd. 69 pitches, 39 have been strikes. He's picked up 5 strikeouts and 1 walk.
It's been very good. His last 6 starts versus Cleveland. ERA under 2.
He'll face the bottom 3rd of the order. Gomes, Murphy, and Johnson here in the 5th. 1-0. Gomes at a towering shot to straightaway center field in the 2nd inning on a 3-2 count.
I mean, he thought he got it. And off the bat, it looked like he had a shot at getting that out, but not to center field today.
One ball, 1 strike. Well, the reaction from Gomes after that last pitch. Thinking to himself, he should have pulled the trigger. 1-2 now.
And now you got to deal with CJ's assortment of off-speed pitches. He let that good fastball get away. He'll try to bounce a breaking ball here.
Gomes taps it toward 3rd. Freeze will play it. It's a fair ball. Throws to 1st. They got him.
Real good play by Freeze. That's a tough one in between. You let it roll foul. Backhand, strong throw to 1st. Like coming in on the baseball too. Able to throw him out at first base. Good decision by Freeze on the backhand. Real close to being a foul ball also.
Yeah, home plate umpire Gabe Morales with the call.
And before it crosses the bag, it is the home plate umpire's call.
Here's Murphy. Looped a single and picked up an RBI in the 2nd, so he's 1 for 1. A couple of finals in Major League Baseball. St. Louis beat the red-hot Milwaukee Brewers 9-3. Tigers defeating the White Sox 5-1. The count is evened up at 1-1. Miami all over the Atlanta Braves, 8-0 in the fifth. How about the Marlins? Shut out the Braves last night behind Jose Fernandez.
Boy, is he good. That slider is unhittable.
Yeah.
There's some real good young pitchers in Major League Baseball right now, including a couple on the Angels staff.
Object now is to keep guys healthy. I mean, the epidemic of arm problems this year throughout baseball. Brutal. 2 down. Texas currently hosting Oakland. As we take a look at our Honda upcoming schedule. After they take on the Athletics, Texas will head to Southern California. 3-game series against the Rangers beginning on Friday. Night, day. 7:05, 6:05, and then 12:35 on Sunday. Then the Yankees in town for their one and only visit on Monday. Crazy to think we're going to be in May. As Johnson fouls it off. This will be the first meeting between the Rangers and the Angels.
It's happened the last couple years, it seems to be. You don't play them until later, especially here at the Big A.
Johnson doubled the hit over the head of Colin Cowgill his first time up. Johnson has 2 hits on the season, both doubles.
There's a good changeup from CJ.
Way inside, evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now we're missing down and in. Full count now. Or 2 outs, double on the 9th hitter.
And that's what the mindset has to be. You have to have a quick inning. 5 full counts for CJ in this game so far. 81 pitches thrown. Let's finish him off. Challenge with a fastball here.
That's exactly what he did. Reset and do it again. Bourne, the leadoff man on deck. Another 3-2. Johnson again fouls it back. Baseball family, grew up in Arizona. 3 of his 4 brothers drafted. Johnson, a non-drafted free agent sign. He's the only one to get to the big leagues. Swing and a miss. Down it goes. Nice little story. CJ Wilson picks up the strikeout. Angels maintain a 3-1 lead. Order coming up for the Angels, up 3-1. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Zach McAllister back out on the mound. 4 innings, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. And 3 hits allowed, including Hank Conger's second home run of the year. Howie's been on board twice with a walk, a single, a couple of stolen bases, and a run scored. Ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. Two home runs on the season for Kendrick. And that was in that one game against the Tigers.
The other way, both of them.
3-0. Up to a slow start. Batting average wise here at home, was raking out on the road, but started to pick up the pace a little bit here.
Yeah, and it's been liking his swing over the last couple of weeks. That easy inside out approach he has.
3-1. Some movement going on in the Indians bullpen. Nobody loosening as of yet. McAllister at 86 pitches, 56 have been for strikes. Full count.
.57 strikes of his 87 pitches. Pretty solid effort really for him today again. Pitched well this season. He's pitched well in his career versus the Angels. 2-0, ERA under 3 coming into today's game.
And now he takes a fastball for a called strike 3, 1 down. Strikeout number 5. As Trout steps to play, we'll revisit our Hyundai key to the game.
We're going with come sail away. Thought early in the game, the big fly, especially with day game and the way the wind is blowing, be a key. So far it has been. 2-run home run by Hank Conger, the difference maker in this ball game.
Trout looks at a breaking ball low. 0 for 2 so far today. 2 strikeouts. One looking, one swinging. One and 2.
Slider, see if this catches the outside corner. And just barely getting the zone once again. They try to have a tough time picking up the baseball against McAllister so far, but still has an opportunity here.
Foul back.
Well, he did get an opportunity there on that fastball. Even though it was 96, it was the middle of the plate. Some pitchers, you just don't read the ball well out of the hand, and Trout, so far in this game, has had a tough time reading the baseball from a McAllister.
Two balls, 2 strikes. There's a peanut bag that was crossing the mound as McAllister's about to land. Almost like maybe it took his concentration off. That pitch really missing outside. 2-2 now. Pujols on deck. And that fastball up and in.
Well, there'll be some work to be done in center field as far as cleanup after this game. There's a lot of debris in the outfield, center field.
Something I don't think I've ever seen here.
No.
They bounce that changeup out in front of the plate. Full count now.
Well, he's going away with a fastball against Trout, both at bats, to try to finish him off. And after the changeup, you got to believe that's what he's going to try now, fastball away. See if Trout can stay on it and hit that ball to right center field.
Payoff pitch, and he walked him. Fourth walk issued by McAllister. That match is now a season high than in his first start of the year.
You're going to see some bullpen action for sure. And yes, on cue, you got to believe Mike Trout thinking right away, first or second pitch going.
Mark Sipchinski against the play catch. He came in and saw one batter last night and walked him. That batter was Ibanez, and Ibanez is on deck. Albert fouls off the first offering. No balls and one strike. Nice catch by a fan.
See some good plays in the stands today. The glove came to good use.
Albert 0 for 1. Fly ball to right field in the first, so they had a sac fly into third. 23rd RBI. Bounces this one foul. 0-2.
Boy, nice play.
Two hands.
Looking in, keep it in the glove. Proper.
See how he played that?
And the high five.
He timed it perfectly so that he made the catch and then dove right into his girl's arms.
As good as it gets.
Yeah. Assuming that's his girl. Breaking ball down low. If not,
still a good play.
Yeah. Smart man. Well played, sir.
Yes.
Trout still over at first base with one out. Just got a piece of it. Keeps his at bat alive. 100 pitches now for McAllister.
He does a real good job of hitting that outside corner. And the arm angle he creates to hit that spot. It's a very tough pitch to even foul off.
Yeah, where you see guys, especially against Albert and Trout, we've seen pounding the sinkers in all the time. Basically shows you one and then lives away for the most part, but mixes it up very well. This one's out toward right center field. Bourne giving chase. He is not going to get there. Off the base of the wall. Trout had to hold up for a second. He's going to be stopped at third. And Pujols has himself a double.
When any ball hit in the air is going to be an adventure. And Bourne generally has tremendous coverage in center field. But this ball was hit right on the line. Didn't get up high in the air to get knocked down by the wind. Boy, our Phantom Cam, you talk about squaring up a baseball and using that leverage lower part of your body to hit a line drive to center field. That's what Pujols did. And Bourne gets it in quickly. And Trout's making sure that ball is down. And he picks up Gary DeSarcina and stops him at third.
Terry Francona out to the mound, and he is going to make the move. So Zach McAllister is done on 101 pitches. He departs his runners at second and third here in the fifth. The Angels up 3-1. To you by the Dodge Challenger. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. And head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. Halos up 3-1 here in the fifth inning, threatening and looking for more with runners at second and third base. Zach McAllister, 4 1/3 today. 4 hits, including the home run by Conger. He's responsible for the 2 guys on base through 101 pitches. And it is Mark Sipchinski, the left-hander, on in relief.
Sipchinski not overpowering with his fastball, though throws quite a few breaking pitches. It was interesting. Raul Ibanez went into Dave Hansen just to look at some reports, what his tendency is to look for in that first pitch. Especially you'll see the infield in. Maybe you get a fastball first pitch. Maybe that's the pitch you jump on early. Well, and you can see this swing for Pujols once again, why he hit that ball so well to the wall in center field. The freeze there squared up the baseball. Phantom cam shows it, and the ball right on the middle part of that barrel. Kept his head still and using that lower part of his body so well to hit the ball to center field, which we've talked about so often, Victor, this season for Pujols. Up the middle approach.
531st career double for Albert. 35th all time. And Ibanez swings and misses. And it's no balls and a strike. I misspoke. I said that Sipchinski got into the game last night. It was actually Josh Outman that faced Ibanez and walked him. First time Sipchinski has seen action in this series. Infield in, 3 infielders on the right side. Little dribbler foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Raul 0 for 2, a ground ball to first and a strikeout. Albert now with 531 doubles, 3 shy of tying Lou Gehrig on the all-time list, 34th. Trout standing at third base, Albert at second. And Ibanez strikes out for out number 2.
Threw him 3 sliders in this one. His strikeout slider, a little firmer and well off the plate.
Halos now 0 for 3 with men in scoring position this afternoon. Infield back at normal depth as David Freese settles into the batter's box. He's 0 for 1. Walked into second, grounded out in the 4th inning. Liner back up the middle, a base hit. Trout will score. Albert's being waved in. No throw to the plate by Bourne. And the Angels cash those 2 runs in. 5-1 they lead it.
And Freese starting to be productive at the plate. Really surprised they went after him with an open base to try to make him chase something out of the strike zone, and Freese makes him pay for it. Well, his approach has been so simple of late, just thinking in terms of using the big part of the yard, and that's up the middle. Drives in 2 with that approach by Sipchinski and into the outfield.
Those 2 runs get charged to McAllister. The book now closed on him. Here's Ibar. He takes a strike on the outside corner. 5 runs all earned in 4 1/3 for Zach McAllister. Freese picks up his 7th and 8th runs batted in. Eric 0 for 2. Hits this one, a little one hopper over to Elliott Johnson. Gets rid of it quickly. That'll end the inning, but the Halos do strike for 2 runs. A 2-out base hit by David Freese. We're through 5. Halos lead it 5-1.
trade presented by Ram Trucks. David Freese, who just had that big base hit, but the defensive play of the game for him coming in on the backhand, down the line, may have let that ball roll foul sometimes, but picked it up. Strong throwing arm, kept his feet in the line, completed pass, and then to throw the first for David Freese.
That's knowing your base runner, too, knowing that John Gomes, the catcher, was running down the line.
And with the NFL draft coming around, he knew he got to show his footwork to be able to keep his feet in play.
Oh. Could take the place of Teddy Bridgewater, is what you're saying? The experts are down on Teddy.
Yes, yes they are.
At least he doesn't like crab legs, so.
Boy, they could change their views on some potential draft picks as you get closer.
Too soon? Top of the order, Michael Bourne. No balls and a strike.
It's never too soon.
No, never. Bourne's 0 for 2, a ground ball to third and a strikeout. That one's inside. 6 strikeouts for CJ, 1 walk, and 2 hits allowed. Two-one now. Wilson's retired 9 consecutive batters since the double by Johnson in the third. A little bouncer. Kendrick has it. 1 away. Hey folks, the Halos will take on the Yankees beginning on Monday at 7:05. And fans in attendance on Monday will receive an Oakley scratcher and a chance to win Oakley merchandise, shopping sprees, and discounts. Purchase your tickets today at angels.com or by stopping by the Angel Stadium ticket office.
We're so happy that CJ did not deflect that baseball with his bare hand. That ball's going to be played by Howie coming in with his momentum going forward. You don't want to deflect that baseball and have to change the course and get that first out.
No, especially with a guy like Bourne. You touch that ball, if you don't catch it,
it's going to be an infield hit. Then all of a sudden you have stress.
Aviles hits one out to left field. J.B. Shuck moving over, ball curling away from him. He dives and he got it. What a play by J.B. Shuck as that ball continued to just tail away from him. 2 down.
Well, the Angels defensive player of the season last year, J.B. Shuck, down that corner in left field again. Didn't go out of the ballpark, but on the warning track, the head first dive, slide, makes a great play. Boy, concentration, looking into the glove. Diving on that warning track. Boy, the read, the jump, and the ball was going away from him with that wind. An excellent play by J.B. Shuck. That's what you get when you throw strikes and work quickly. The defensive plays behind you. Good job by CJ working quickly, and J.B. Shuck picking him up with a great play.
So he said early on, too, anything in the air, you just got to keep going after it. That ball, off the bat, seems just like a routine fly ball out to left field, but it just kept hooking away from him.
Well, even in batting practice, so they were working on their routes in anything hitting in the air. That's important.
Swisher fouls it back. Swisher 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out to first. Santana on deck. Drops down and but nowhere near the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And the one thing we've seen from CJ when he does that very next pitch, it's been difficult for him to get back to that arm slot to throw a strike. See if he can make an adjustment here.
This will be the 94th pitch of the afternoon. 2-2. Swisher fouls it off to the right. CJ trying to make it 12 in a row. Got locked back in. The run that he gave up in the second inning came courtesy of a wild pitch that moved Cabrera with 2 outs into scoring position, and Murphy delivered an RBI single. The other hit was the lead-up double by Elliott Johnson. He remained at second base as Wilson retired the next 3, but now full count.
Six full counts for CJ.
Bouncer foul. Good Wednesday afternoon crowd here. The odd 4:05 start time. Swing and a miss. Down goes Swisher. Make that 12 in a row. Retired by C.J. Wilson. J.B. shot counting him out with a terrific diving catch. The Angels maintain their lead.
Boy, excellent jump. Great concentration for J.B. Lead the Indians 5-1 here in the top of the 6th, bottom of the 6th, I should say. And now it's time for the Carlos Jr. Sports Update around the majors. Can the Brewers sustain their hot start? They have 20 wins already this season, which leads Major League Baseball, but the Cardinals behind Shelby Miller. Cardinals beat them. And Cy Young Award winner takes the hill for the Tigers. Max Scherzer, 6 shutout innings as the Tigers win their ball game. Threw a lot of pitches once again for Scherzer in 6 innings. 105 pitches, 7 punch-outs, now 3-1 on the season.
Yeah, he took out his frustrations on the Chicago White Sox on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Still looking for his first career complete game.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with what turned out to be Mad Max's $145 million bet. Did he make a dumb wager on his future? So he took it out on the White Sox.
I'm sure the White Sox are real happy about that.
No doubt. Conger rolls it foul. It's an 0-2 count. Sapchinski's still in the game. Conger, Cowgill, and Shuck for the Halos here in the 6th inning. Sapchinski's coming to this game, throwing 8 pitches, 8 of them for strikes. A strikeout, the 2 RBIs single to Freeze, and the ground out by Eric Ibar. Indians have right-hander Carlos Carrasco getting ready. Tried to drop down there, missed wide, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carrasco just taken out of the rotation and put into the bullpen. McAllister taking that spot.
Ridley's scheduled to pitch here today. Start.
Command's been an issue for him. Good stuff.
Great changeup also.
Kiger lifts one out to shallow right. David Murphy in. 1 out. So Hank now 1 for 2 with a home run and a walk. They'll bring up Colin Cowgill, the right fielder. 1 for 2 today. A strikeout in the second, a single in the fourth. Looks at a strike. Not a bad idea with Swisher playing back at first base.
Not a bad idea to push bunt. Trying to add on, expand the lead.
Santana playing in at third base. Count evened up now. McAllister, by the way, 4 to third, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, 5 runs all earned. Most runs he's allowed in a game this season. 1 and 2.
Well, Cowgill's had some issues. Morales behind the plate, calling that outside part of the plate against him.
He's been pretty much on it, though, as far as Foxtrot is concerned.
Really hasn't missed anything as far as when we check certain pitches.
Indians with a run on 2 hits. They've committed 1 error, and that was Gomes' 7th error of the year. Cleveland has stranded 2 base runners. The Angels with 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 4 men left on. J.B. Shuck on deck, and J.B. Shuck will come to the plate as Cowgill gets drilled.
Talked about J.B. Shuck winning the Defensive Player of the Year for the Angels last season back in August 2nd. Shuck leaps up, falls into the stands, and makes an unbelievable play in left field. With concentration, then here in the 6th inning. Similar area, dives, makes an outstanding play on the warning track. He loves that corner here at the Big A.
Yeah, very similar to the Trout catch in left field last year. JB 0 for 2. Shows bunt, pushes it past the pitcher's mound. Tough play for Johnson, and that is an infield base hit. Terrific bunt by J.B. Shuck.
Good idea, too, for J.B. trying to get his swing back in. You're able to track a baseball when you attempt the bunt. It's rewarded with a base hit. Pushes it by Subchinski. And once you do that, it's going to be a very difficult play for Johnson to throw him out with that speed of Shuck.
Well, top of the order is coming up with the right-hander Carrasco ready to go. Terry Francona once again is out to the mound to make a pitching change. The Angels with a couple of men on and 1 out here in the 6th inning, leading it 5-1. insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by AT&T Uverse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. Rethink possible.
Halos threatening here in the 6th inning. 5-1, they lead it. Colin Cowgill with 2 strikes was hit by a pitch. Jamie Shuck with a perfectly placed bunt single. And now it's Carlos Carrasco, the big right-handed, come in to face Howie Kendrick. 0-3 record, a 6.95 ERA in 4 starts.
And Carrasco, good fastball, 91-96. Slider, curveball, very good changeup.
22 innings of work this year, 23 strikeouts, 9 walks, 24 hits allowed. Opponents hitting him at 286 clip. Howie 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and a strikeout. Went down looking the last time up. And the first one is up and in.
Very good his last 12 games. A batting average of nearly 400 for Howie.
Came right after him, 97 miles per hour. 1-1. Carrasco got the start on the 25th against the San Francisco Giants. Took the loss. Gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. Chopper to the right side. Johnson to the right has it. Fires to second. It's the only play they have. 2 outs. Cowgill is over at third base, and Trout will get an opportunity here. Nice play by Elliott Johnson.
Good range, getting that force play at second.
John 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, a walk and a run scored. 2 for 8 in this series. Indians will have 4, 5, and 6 coming up in the 7th. Santana, Rayburn, and Cabrera. Fastball off the plate for ball 1. Way outside. Nice play by Gomes.
That was not easy at 97 miles an hour. Gomes' shoulder is going to be hurting after that one.
That's a please don't miss over the heart of the plate fastball.
That's like a slap shot right from the face-off circle, trying to make a save as a goalie.
Oh, I see you working with all the Game 7s going on.
Oh, yeah. Kings trying to make history tonight against the Sharks.
How he started to go, then stopped. 2 balls, 1 strike. Go Kings, go.
Yeah, down 3-0 in the series.
Yeah.
Kings have evened it up. Now Game 7 up at San Jose.
Winner will take on
the Ducks.
Cowgill at third and Kendrick at first. Howie takes off. The pitch is driven out toward right center field. Bourne moving back. This one is off the wall. Cowgill will score, as will Kendrick, and it's 7-1 Angels.
You talking about hitting the baseball hard. Fortunately for the fans out there, that didn't get over the wall. Hit right on the line by Trout. 2 RBIs, giving him now 18 on the season. Or Phantom Cam, you talk about using that lower part of your body there, also getting a good part of the bat. Hands inside the baseball, also driving it off the wall in center field.
Mike with his 8th double of the year. Now with 18 runs batted in. And Albert will step in. 2 outs. Man in scoring position for Pujols. Breaking ball. Bends him back and it drops in there for a strike. Albert 1 for 2, doubled in the 5th. Off the base of the wall down in right center. And an RBI and a sac fly in the 3rd. Check swing. They want an appeal. Brian Gorman rings it up. 0-2.
We're a team that was so good as far as not allowing runs, inherited runners to score. 4 in this game for Cleveland's bullpen.
Albert reaching for that one. Seven hits this afternoon for the Angels. 7 runs. Halos fell behind 1-0 in the 2nd, but they scored 2 in the 2nd on the Conger home run, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, 2 so far here in the 6th. Pujols chops this one to 3rd. Santana has it. And that will end the Angels' 6th inning with the Halos. Do strike for 2 more. Trout with the 2 RBI double makes it 7-1 Halos.
By AT&T, mobilizing your world, and by SoCal Toyota. Check out the new Fun to Drive 2014 Camry at your Toyota dealer today. We make it easy.
Top of the 7th here at the Big A. 7-1 Angels. C.J. Wilson back to work. He's retired the last 12 consecutive batters. And he'll face Santana, Rayburn, and Cabrera here in the 7th. That's 4, 5, and 6 for Cleveland.
Some good run support once again for CJ. 7 runs. Since the start of last season, the club has been averaging 6.3 runs per 9 innings when he's out there. 3rd best in Major League Baseball.
It's clean living.
It's not how you pitch sometimes, it's when you pitch.
Santana swinging at the first pitch. Slops one out to shallow center field. Kendrick going out. Howie calls everybody off. Makes the catch. 1 pitch. 1 out to start the 7th. Here's Rayburn, the DH. Oakland all over Texas. 9-0 in the 4th.
They're still hitting. Well, they've had their number, Oakland, as far as swinging the bat against Texas pitching.
Yeah, that bullpen's been used.
I mean, Darvish got hit around. Brandon Moss has had unbelievable numbers against Darvish. Then Perez, who was coming off a streak, what do you have, 3 CGs in a row? gave it up last night and today. Robbie Ross giving it up for Texas.
Rayburn pops it up. Albert backpedaling. Howie cutting across, and Kendrick. 2 outs. AMLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers. Watch every out-of-market game live at True HD on over 400 devices. Just visit Angels.com for details. Two up and 2 down. 14 in a row retired by Wilson. Here's his dribble, Cabrera. Hit by a pitch and scored the run in the second. Grounded out in the fourth.
That's what you have to do if you're CJ. You're up 7-1. Challenge with the fastball. You got 2 quick outs. Here in the 7th, 101 pitches thrown. Had opportunity to potentially complete the game.
Fouled back late on that pitch. 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Nobody warming up in either bullpen. Carrasco, a former starter, will probably finish this one off. Next 2 innings. Barring a comeback from Cleveland. Here's the 1-2. This one hit to short. Ibar once again. 7th inning stretch time here at the Big A. Halos in command.
Through 7 for him. An opportunity to pick up his 4th victory. And as promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. And here it comes from Alex.
I'll say Decombe, right? Let's go with Decombe.
Good photo. Talking about ready, prepared for the game. Nice picture.
Be sure to tweet us your phone at #WestFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It's brought to you by AT&T.
The foam finger.
Yeah. What a marvel. It's like the pet rock. It's been around forever. Carrasco will be facing Ibanez, Freeze, and Ibar here in the 7th. Raul 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. One ball, one strike.
It's a good off-speed pitch that Carrasco has, especially when you're dealing with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
I would foul back. Banja strikes out, swinging for the first out here in the 7th. So with 1 out, the base is clear. David Freese coming up.
Big base hit for Freese. That last at bat, drive it in 2 up the middle.
One for 2. The 7th and 8th runs batted it. And he skies one out to right center field. Towering shot that's hit well. Chasing it is Murphy at the wall, and he will make the catch. Got knocked down at the last minute. 2 down.
But that's the swing you want from Freese. Hit a little too high. When it's up high, has a chance to get knocked down. He's done a very good job as far as letting the ball travel and getting a good part of the bat and thinking big part of the field. Even though it's an out, it's still a great swing, and he thought he got it. But that wind knocked it down.
It's the new marine layer.
Certainly not that here today with this wind.
Ibar pops it up left side. Santana, the third baseman, backpedaling out. And the Angels go down in order here in the 7th. 7th complete, and still a 7-1 Angels lead. Filling this series, or I should say homestand, continues on Friday after the off day tomorrow. Texas Rangers in town for the first of 3 here. The probables, Colby Lewis, 1-1. Just 3 starts. Remember, he had the hip resurfacing surgery last August and is bouncing his way back. And Hector Santiago on the hill for the Angels.
Nice to see Hector get a W. He's thrown the ball well of late. Last game, not as consistent, but his stuff has certainly been there.
First time C.J. Wilson has gone at least 7 since April 13. That was here against the New York Mets. He's gone 8 innings once. That was against the Astros in his second start. That was in Houston. 104 pitches, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk as the wind continues to whip around in this ballpark. Yan Gomes, the catcher, 0 for 2. Fastball is in for a strike. 15 consecutive batters retired by CJ.
He's really shown a lot of confidence in his fastball. Nice job by Hank Conger behind the plate to force that issue. Bring him in the zone with that fastball.
Went around on the breaking ball. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. The game just about a third of the way through around Major League Baseball. The American League, Kansas City leading Toronto 2-0. Bottom of the 5th. Dodgers and Twins 2-1 at the bottom of the 4th. Very cold in Minneapolis. They have to play a doubleheader tomorrow. Tampa Bay and Boston postponed. They have to play a doubleheader tomorrow. Yankees and the Mariners postponed as Gomes goes down swinging. Conger has to fire down to first. They complete the strikeout, 1 down.
Well, another good breaking pitch from C.J. Wilson. Again, the reason why he's worked quickly, he's got ahead of the count, and finished off with a nasty slider.
Eight strikeouts now I should say. Sees it high as 9 in that start against the Mets. Facing Murphy now. Breaking pitch, bounced over to first.
Well, you love to see that if you're CJ.
Yeah.
You get a chance to finish this game off. There's 1 pitch outs.
You'd want to come back out, wouldn't you?
No question. Wait, it's through 7 pitches last inning for CJ. 5 so far this inning. Getting 2 outs.
Elliott Johnson, the last man to reach against CJ, and that was a double back in the 3rd inning. First one is a little bit high. John Axford getting ready, has not pitched in the series. Become more economical as the game progressed.
Trusted his fastball more. First couple of innings, 19 pitches each inning. And great fastball, consistent velocity.
He's yet to complete a game wearing an Angels uniform. This one bounced toward 3rd foul. The count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, what we said before the game, one of the keys for CJ, finish what you started. He may get that opportunity. Be big for the bullpen. They've been used quite a bit from the road trip to this first 2 games of this series against Cleveland. Off day tomorrow. Be fresh for the Texas series. This game has averaged 111 pitches thrown per start. Now at 115.
Full count. A lot of young fans in attendance here. Announced crowd 33,334.
And a souvenir.
Payoff, and this one's skied out to right center. Trout. Cowgill. It's Mike Trout taking charge. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. T.J. Wilson, 8 solid innings. Halos on top 7-1. One run, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. It looks like he is done. As you look out to the Angels bullpen, it's the rookie right-hander Michael Morin. Looks like he'll be making his major league debut in the 9th.
Boy, outstanding by CJ today. 8 punch-outs. Tired 18 straight. Tried to talk his way into getting an opportunity to finish it up.
Here in the bottom of the 8th inning with the Halos up 7-1. John Axford comes on in relief of Carrasco. There's Michael Morin.
And the thing is, you look at the stats for CJ today, just the 1 walk. Such good stuff that CJ Wilson has. He attacked the strike zone very well today, especially after the first couple of innings, to a total of 38 pitches. But after that point, dominant.
Indians closer Axford has 8 saves on the year. This is his 12th game, 0-1 record, 2.79 ERA. 9 strikeouts, 7 walks in 9 2/3. Career high 46 saves for the Brewers in 2011.
He's got a good fastball. He can rush it up there, 92 to 97. Good slider curve.
And Conger takes a little bit high. It'll be Conger, Cowgill, and Shuck for the Angels here in the 8th. Ankle 1 for 2 game, home run in the 2nd. Fly to right. His last time up, that was in the 6th. Carrasco went an inning in the 3rd. Hit and a strikeout. This is lined back up the middle, and nothing that the shortstop Cabrera could do. And Conger picks up his 2nd hit of the ball game.
What a good game Hank has had, not only with a 2-run home run, but very good behind the plate, working well with C.J. Wilson.
I stick around after the last out. Tim Sam will join me outside the Big A here for Angels Live postgame, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Cowgill 1 for 2. Also hit by a pitch. Now it's in the 6th. And the dirt, it's blocked by Gomes. I mentioned this is just the first action that Axford has seen in this series. Chopper to second, or pardon me, to short. Elliott Johnson turns a double play, 2 down. So up steps J.B. Shuck on a perfectly placed bunt single in the 6th inning.
And what a defensive gem. Also, down in the corner on the warning track, dive and made an outstanding play.
Indians in the 9th inning will have Bourne, Aviles, and Swisher. 1, 2, and 3 coming up to face Bourne, who will be making his major league debut. Chance to talk with him yesterday. Excited at the long trek from the West Coast out to New York on Sunday when he got called up. One ball, one strike. This is the J.B. Shuck catch.
And dealing with this wind today, never took his eye off the baseball. Outstanding play in the corner. They changed the game around. That ball got down. Outstanding defensive play.
2 balls and a strike.
By the way, happy birthday to our great director, Doug Freeman. Just turned 21, I think, right now. We're 39, as Jack Benny would say.
Someone told me it was 72. Shuck grounds with a 3rd, and we're through 8 now. We'll head to the 9th. The Angels maintaining a 7-1 lead. Right-hander Michael Bourne making his major league debut as we begin the 9th inning. The Angels up by the score of 7-1. Mentioned that he got called up on Sunday. Did not pitch in New York. Did not pitch the first 2 games of this series. So hence the debut tag here. Angels minor league pitcher of the year last season. Was it A-ball? Was 3-1. 30 games. They got called up to Double-A Arkansas. Pitched in 26 games there. Had 10 saves. A 2.03 ERA. He started this season at Double-A. Was 1-0 with 3 saves and a 0 ERA. Promoted on April 16th to Triple-A. Had 2 saves, although the ERA was up there. And now in the big leagues.
Yeah, good fastball, 90-93 range, slider, curveball, but very, very good changeup.
His nickname is Moosh. We learned that yesterday. Michael, one of several Michaels in the Bourne family. Grew up in Kansas, so you know he's a great guy.
Yes, no question. Overland Park.
Unfortunately, he went to Shawnee Mission South. That was one of our rivals at Blue Valley.
Rivals, yes, it was.
Yeah. But good to see him here in the big leagues. Product of the University of North Carolina, another Tar Heel.
See a lot of major leaguers from North Carolina of late.
Born a 13th round pick in 2012. Facing Michael Bourne. First one's a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Bourne 0 for 3. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. And that is hit into right field, a base hit, if not more. Cowgill over to cut it off. Bourne will slam on the brakes. And it's a leadoff single. First base runner since the 3rd inning for Cleveland. There's Mike Aviles. Got the start today in left field. Oh for 2 with a walk, a ground down, to fly ball to left. Is that great catch by J.B. Shuck in the 6th inning. Halos with 8 hits this afternoon. Stranded 5 men on base. C.J. Wilson looking for his 4th win of the season. That's a ground ball to second. Should be 2. Kendrick to Ibar for 1. Easy relay. Pulls Pujols off the bag. He applies the tag. 2 down.
Well played. Warren gets a double play, which he was looking for. 4-6-3 double play.
So 2 outs. The Angels 1 out away from sweeping the Cleveland Indians. It would be their first 3-game winning streak of the year. And they would finish the month of April a game over 500. Doing it for a good portion of this month without Josh Hamilton and Cole Calhoun.
Both progressing well.
Swisher at the plate, 0 for 3 today. Fouls off the first offering, and it's an 0-1 count. The win would also even up the Angels' home record to 6-6. Got off to a bad start, getting swept by Seattle to start the season here. Off speed, a little bit high, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
And that's a tough pitch to throw, especially when you're making your debut, to be able to stay back. See the deep breath by Morin. He's out in front quick on that changeup, but he's got an excellent one.
Trying to throw it again, missing upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. You think there's a little adrenaline flowing through there?
There's no question. The old saying is, you just try to breathe. Take as many deep breaths as possible. Going to finish this one off for CJ and the Angels.
Here comes the 2-1. And that is off the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. Should the inning continue, it'll be Santana, the 3rd baseman, on deck. Swisher hits one out to left center field. Mike Trout is there, shy of the warning track. Light that baby up as the Angels complete the sweep of the Cleveland Indians. Today, the final 7-1.
Oh, you talk about a textbook win. Great pitching. C.J. Wilson set the tone. Hank Conger with a 2-run home run as part of a 2-hit game. Mike Morin makes his debut, does a solid job, gives a 1 hit, but 1 shutout inning. J.B. Shuck, the Angels Defensive Player of the Year last season, made an outstanding defensive play today also. With 7 runs on 8 hits for the Angels, but only 3 hits for Cleveland as they sweep the series and get over that 500 mark for the first time since opening day last season in Cincinnati when they started out 1-0. From that point forward, it's been a struggle, but the club going to finish the month of April with above 500 mark, winning this one 7-1. C.J. Wilson improves to 4-2. McAllister falls to 3-2. Well played all the way around for Mike Scioscia's club. Anytime you play that kind of defense, and C.J. Wilson just attacking the strike zone consistently, that's why you're able to pull this one. But Hank Conger got it wrong, but what a job he did behind the plate. But what a job he did with the plate, that 2-run home run. And Jose mowed it down there with Hank Conger, who did it with the bat and the glove.
Thanks, Mark. Well, there's something to be said, Hank, about getting and finding some rhythm with your pitcher early in the game. How important was that with C.J. Wilson? How did he find all that rhythm with you?
Just early in the game, the tempo was great. He really just tried to command the zone, get a couple strikes early. I know the wind was kind of like affecting a couple of his pitches, but he did a great job today.
Talk about the wind and the ball that you hit to right field. Did you know it was gone, and how tough was it even behind the plate under the conditions?
Yeah, I felt like I put a good swing on it, and just the whole field, the wind was swirling, so you really couldn't tell where it was blowing. So off the bat, I was just trying to run hard.
In terms of small victories for this ball club, a winning April, how much does it mean to you guys considering all the talk about it during spring training?
Oh, it's huge. For us, just to get off to a good start. We still got a lot of work to do, but it's a great momentum leading us into the next month.
Thank you, Hank. Nice job.
Appreciate it, Jose.
Angels get the sweep, pay back the Indians for what they did to them back in August. Angels Live. Tim Salmon, Victor Rojas, Marguza break it all down right after this.